5-1. I'm not complaining.
How are you feeling this morning so far about how everything's gone for you?
I think it went well. Of course, I'm a perfectionist, so I can always see little areas that I know I could have changed and could alter to get better times, better change in direction and such. But overall, I think it was a successful day.
What kind of feedback do you get when you're out here? Do they talk to you about coming in and visiting them and working out in front of them?
Yeah, I've had some talk to me about already scheduling workouts to do one-on-one stuff again in front of them and other different position coaches and such that couldn't be here today. And I haven't necessarily had any talks about visits yet, but hopefully those start coming in this next week or so.
Do you feel like do you read mock drafts? Do you feel?
With the mock draft stuff, I think that's all. That's media's interpretation based off what they see happening. And so at the end of the day, I don't put too much weight on that. I'm really mostly focused on what ends up happening ultimately in the draft. It's hard to predict that stuff.
How much do you think playing in a defense under Coach Patterson helps you transition to the next level?
It helps me a lot because the defense here forces you to think, do a lot of thinking, and that's something that me especially having played 2-3 different positions, I was forced to do. And so whenever I was able to then talk about my defense and explain it to teams at the combine and such, they were really impressed with my knowledge of the game. So having learned from Coach P through this scheme, I was able to really, my football IQ, I feel like, continued to increase.
Ty, do you feel like NFL teams should watch your junior film just because of the injuries and the position switch last year? Do you feel like that's more you than
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, and I was, my junior year was still kind of the same thing though with the position change, and I suffered from a little bit of an ankle injury start at the same time I was at the end. So that being said, I've had some teams go back and look at my sophomore film even as well, just because that's when I was straight linebacker the whole time, and so they're going back there and they're saying, okay, this is what he looks like when he fully plays linebacker. Granted, it was two seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, I guess. They're still looking back there as well.
For TCU fans, obviously we see a lot of linebackers, you, Juwan, Rico out here. How do you feel the young crew coming up is going to fare?
Oh, they got a lot of potential. Wallow, and of course you got an old guy in there, Montrell Wilson. He's going to try to take over, and I think he will. They got some good players, and I think there's always a bright future at TCU. You always see big bounce backs after seasons with 6 or 7 wins. So I know that the upside's always high. We got a lot of good recruits, good young guys. Hopefully some of the older guys step up as leaders and get them moving in the right direction.
5 years ago, you were a quarterback. You got recruited by Rice to play quarterback.
Yeah, I was joking around actually. To say, hey, if you need another arm out there, kid, I'll go help you out. Show a little versatility. 3rd string quarterback, maybe take some.
You switched late in the process when TCU offered. How happy are you that you made that choice and where you are today? Right now?
I think ultimately, obviously, it was the right one. Coach B saw something, as he does to a lot of other guys, and changing positions up and all. And me as an athlete, I was going to go out there and just give him all and trust the guy that had planned. Whether it was for me to go to the next level as linebacker or not, I was going to just enjoy the process. And Lord, thank goodness I had this opportunity, and I'm tremendously excited to see what the future has in store.
What does it mean seeing all the old guys back out here today gathered to watch?
Oh, it's so good. I've been having a lot of good conversations with a lot of guys like Juwan, Rico, Alec, Casey, all those guys. And to be able to see them again, it's been fun, catching up and seeing how things are going. I was really pumped, honestly, more so to watch them compete than just myself to do stuff,
What about guys that have played in the past that are coming back? Does that speak to the culture of TCU a little bit?
Oh, yeah. It speaks that even though you're, 2, 5, 10, 20 years removed, you still have a connection with TCU, and that's something that I plan to have down the line as well.
Obviously, LJ and Ben are, projected pretty high picks. How cool is it and you're projected to be a draft as well. How cool is it to have guys like Mike Rabel and some of these NFL defensive respected coaches out here?
Oh, yeah, that definitely shows that there's talent to be had here at TCU. And it's definitely an honor to have these guys out here, and hopefully we did something that they like to see, and hopefully we all improved our stock value, our draft stock a little bit,
Talk about what it's like to go through these drills with NFL coaches and position coaches leading them as opposed to just normal TCU coaches.
Yeah, I was excited. You never know what to expect. You don't have a script on how it's going to go, so you kind of just got to be an athlete, go out there and react. And so it's good practice for that. And so it was fun to go out there and not have any idea what we were going to do and just go out there and see if you could handle it.
What did you feel about that hoop tennis balls drill earlier?
Oh, I didn't have to do that.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, but if I would have, I was thinking about hopping in there and trying it out, but I was like, nah, I'll let them have that. save my energy.
So you just did drills today, Todd.
I did the shuttle, all the shuttles, and then the drills as well.